Hi there YouTube, welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be doing an overview and rebuild on the Fogger version 4.1. So as the people who have followed my channel will know, I did the version 4 quite a while back, so it's not going to be a full in depth, but it's going to be a breakdown and rebuild for you. So this was sent to me from angelfiremods.co.uk. For the purpose of this review, so thank you very much. And that's why I'm wearing their t-shirt. They also sent me a t-shirt out as a present to wear. So yeah, thank you very much, Steve and Katie. Really comfortable t-shirt. They're going to have them on the website, I believe. And on the arm it says "I'm vape crazy," which most people who vape pretty much are. So we're going to get straight down into the up close, and I'll do a rebuild for you. So I'll see you down there. Right then, so here we are with a closer look at the Fogger 4.1 by Yilung, I believe it's pronounced. I've got 4 boxes here because I'm showing them in 4 different finishes, but we're going to be doing a build on the stainless steel. So the box itself says 18 plus, atomizer Fogger 4.1, picture of the atomizer, the brand, the colour on one side, nothing on the other, safety logos on the back, and then there's a IR code and some information, so dual core setting, airflow control, vacuum system, threading top cap, bottom feeding, copper contact pin. Not the best English, but hey. So inside each one you will receive a bag that has spare O-rings, a spare positive insulator, some cam foil, some silica wick and some screws. You will also receive the double-headed keyring screwdriver, so flat one end, Phillips the other, and you'll receive the Fogger 4.1. Now, any of you that follow my channel, I have one of the first videos I ever reviewed was the Fogger V4 with the wide deck. I have also had the Fogger V4 with the small deck. There are a very small amount of changes from the last review. Now the drip tip's still the same, still a little bit wobbly on the O-ring, but a thicker O-ring will sort that out. So you've still got the Fogger 4, this now says 4.1 engraved into the top cap, the Fogger on the chimney. You still have the threaded air control, the fill port on the bottom, and the copper contact screw, which is adjustable. And the build is exactly the same, so you unscrew the top cap from the chimney, and inside there you have a thick O-ring which seals against the top of the Pyrex tank. So you have your Pyrex tank again, still a little bit of liquid from emptying it out and giving it a rinse. It's not the thickest of glass, but at least it's Pyrex, so you ain't got to worry about tank cracking juicers. You've still got the chimney with the threads, O-ring, and it is a 2-part chimney. I mean, the threads are reasonable. End of the day, it's an authentic atomizer for less than 25 quid. So you've got the laser etching or printing of the Fogger. Then your bottom tank section's the same, with an O-ring to seal against your glass tank. And the airflow control. Right, so the changes, really there aren't many. The positive insulator is slightly thicker, so you'll get away with a slightly lower ohm build. The juice wells, I don't know if you can see, the juice wells are deeper, so you should have less wicking issues if you have slightly too much cotton or whatever wick you use. The air holes on the deck are a little larger, and you now have this notched out section for the fill port. On the Fogger V4 with the small deck, the deck continued round and it was a hole and it looked messy, and it just looked messy, whereas now they've cut the slit out, and by having it like this, when you fill it, it's harder to force juice into the channels, because before it used to come up right next to them, and if you filled it a little bit too fast, it was easy to force juice in the channels and flood it, whereas this, it comes out and runs round, so it's harder to do that. But everything else is still the same. 22mm wide. Now what we'll do is we'll put the stainless one to one side, because I'm going to show you the other finishes that I've got here. Now all of them are exactly the same box, apart from it's a different colour sticker. So this one's an orange sticker, and this is the copper Fogger version 4.1. All the same accessories. Now, I have noticed on the ones that are coloured, the drip tip wobbles a bit less. I think it's because of the plating. So Fogger 4.1, and this will patina. As you can see, it's started to where I've had a look at it. And on the base, so fill screw, same again, copper contact, copper plated inside and out the top cap, same Pyrex tank. The chimneys still stainless steel, but all the other components are copper plated. Now, some people don't like the fact that plating, either copper, brass, is inside an atomizer. Now, I'm not 100%, but the plating on the inside, it could have a coating on it to stop it patinaing. I'm not sure. So that's the copper one. Now, I'm glad that they started doing various colours. I mean, you can get purples and blues and quite a few different colours in them now, which means no matter what mod you're using, you can find one to match. So that's copper. I mean, the plating is of a high standard, and it does look really nice once you've had a bit of cleaner on there. So that's the copper. Then we have the black, which is a matte black. It's not a shiny black. Looks really good. Same again. The grip tip's a little bit stiffer. Everything's exactly the same, apart from it's just got your black coating. The chimney don't want to come out of there, but it's all the same. Pyrex again, and then the deck is also black. And the build quality, to be honest, isn't too bad on them. I mean, for less than £25 in most places in the UK, it's not bad at all. And it just means you get an authentic atomizer without paying silly money. So same again, same accessories, and as you can see, this one's the brass. Now, I'm not sure if the brass one's plating or whether it's actually made of brass, to be honest. But as you can see, it is a really nice finish on there. I'm not going to bother taking it all apart, this one. They're all the same. So that's the brass. So we'll go back to the stainless. So as you can see, you've got 2 air holes, so you have a coil sitting above either side, and you put your wicking material down into the channels. Now, you don't have to totally fill the channel. What you've got to think is the more wick you've got down each channel, the more chance you've got of dry hits. If you've not got much down each channel, the more chance you've got of leaking. So yeah, so that's everything up close. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a build on here, so I'll be back in one moment. Okay then, to build your Fogger 4.1, what I'm using is 2 strands of 27 gauge. Then you're going to need an ohm reader, your atomizer, some cotton, organic or Japanese, whatever you use, a blowtorch, which is optional, some tweezers, Phillips screwdriver, some 2mm drill bits, and some nail clippers or cutters. Now, as I say, torching's optional, you don't have to do that. So what we're going to do, quite simply, is take 2mm drill bit, some 27 gauge. I always hold it with my left finger facing away from me, and we're going to do 8 wraps as close as possible. I'm going to do 9, then unwrap 1. Like so. And your coil will look something like that. Now, it is optional, but you can hold them in your tweezers, give it a torch. I'm not going to, but you can do if you want to. So what we're going to do is always use an ohm reader. You want to be safe. You want to, especially if you're new to it, make sure that you know what your ohms are coming out at. So all we're going to do, I hope the light's not too is you want both your ends of your leads on the inside of your screws, and what I do is I actually push the coil up centre over the hole and just hold it to the deck, bring my leads up, wrap all the way around once, and then again, then all I'll do is I'll just pull it up into place like so. Leave the drill bit in there, and then so now that's both in place. Now don't worry if they look a mess, we'll be tidying up later. Now what I try to do is, when I look at the deck, I try to get it so that it's a little high. So that roughly the inner diameter of your coil is level with the positive deck. Obviously having them higher or lower is going to alter throat hit and flavour. So once you've got them in place, all we're going to do is hold the two drill bits in place and tighten down the screws. Like so. And then tidy it up. So once you've cut all your wires off, make sure that none of the strands are poking outwards, because those screws are very close to the inside of the chimney and you're going to end up with a short. So what we're going to do now, so looking at 0.54, for some people that may be a little low. If it is, just add a couple more turns, because we're going to just put it on a... So once you've got it on top of your mod, on top of the Monstro for today, all you want to do is pulse it so that they glow nicely. Give your cores a bit of a squeeze. Obviously make sure you're not pressing the button when you touch it with metal tweezers. Then all I'm going to do, put the drill bits back in and just adjust my coil height. That's not looking too bad. And they're not quite glowing even, but sometimes the just a little pulse will sort them out. Sometimes you have to fiddle with it. So we're glowing nicely now. So we'll go back and put some cotton on there. Right, so for your cotton, just unroll your ball, separate it, and you just want a thin strand. Don't squeeze it too tight, you just want to roll it into shape. Take a pair of sharp scissors and just cut it down. Now remember, with your cotton inside your coil, you don't want it too tight and you don't want it too loose. You just want a little bit of friction. Because on the fogger you don't need all that much cotton. So all you want to do, pull it through, and as you can see, just a little bit of friction. And you want to roughly gauge how much you want to cut. And that should be plenty. So I'll take the bit that I've cut off and see if I can get that through the other side. Like so. Just give it a chop. And you'll end up with it looking like that. So what you want to do is take a pointy object, start to push it. What I tend to do is separate it, have half of it or a little bit of it going down into the channel, and then I tuck the rest up like so. Now it is probably easier to do this with the coils wet, but so same again. Separate it. There's a little bit too much on there. Just adjust the amount of cotton. So same again, you want to separate it, push some down into the juice well, juice channel, and then the other onto your deck. And do it for all sides. Try and get it as even as possible, or else you're going to end up with flooding or dry hits. And it'll look a little something like that. Obviously once we wet the wick up, it'll look a bit different. And all you want to do is just wet up your wicks, because this will prime them ready to vape as well. So they're all wet up. Now just make sure that you don't have any wick covering your air holes and none in your threads, so that when you put your chimney on, it's not going to pull it out. Like so. And that should be ready for the chimney. So I always take the bottom section of my chimney first. Be as gentle as you can. You don't want to pull all your cotton out that you've just spent 5 minutes putting in. And then that should be ready to go. Just give it a last tidy up from the top. And then it should be ready to go. So I'm going to put it back together, fill it up, and then we'll see you up top. Right then, so that was the up close and build on the Fogger 4.1. So we'll take a little vape. So as you can see there, plenty of vapour production. Plenty of flavour. That's wide open. Close it down about halfway. Just increases the flavour. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but the airflow control on the 4.1 seems a little bit better. On the version 4 review that I did, it was all or nothing kind of thing with it, but it's really good. Now my opinion hasn't changed on the Fogger. I don't think it will. Once you get your build right, it's a really good atomizer. Great for flavour, great for vapour, really cheap. So yeah, my opinion's not changed. Last time I did the review, I said that it was a good atomizer. It's just getting your wicking right. Once you've got your wicking bang on, you're going to love it. Just takes a little bit of time, a few different experimental wicking. I mean, I've only tried it with organic cotton. It may be a little better with Japanese. I don't know. I've not tried it yet. But yeah, so that was the Fogger version 4.1. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you again soon for another review. So yeah, my mind's just gone blank. They have them at angelfiremods.co.uk. I'm not sure how many they've got in stock, but there are other places out there you can get them. So thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon with another review, as I've just said.